Hello everyone and welcome to a new Shakes and Fidget Rumble. I know we didn't have one for a while, but that's because I was waiting for a certain big milestone, so without further ado, let's just get it real quick. I'm gonna skip this quest. And here we go. That's level 400 on the free-to-play Demon Hunter. As obligatory, let's do the check. We still have 0 mushrooms bought. And yeah, so first, before we get into the update section, I just wanted to quickly talk about my thoughts about the game, since I'm still playing it every single day, still burning the thirst for adventure every single day. And I just wanted to say that the game has felt a little stale. And I know that once you get to higher levels in Shakes, it's actually doing the same stuff over and over and you slowly run out of dungeons, but that's actually wasn't the case. For me, I still have a ton of dungeons to do, and I still have a ton of content to do. By stale, I mean mostly once they did the event rework, where you could check at the bartender, you can see the events have a lot more going on since then. And they added the Elevator and the birthday legendary dungeon, not the birthday, just the legendary dungeon. Let me actually show you. Yeah, it seems like there isn't actually anything going on since then. There haven't been any new updates, and that's just everything we're getting over and over. Elevator and the legendary dungeon and the same events over and over. There's been nothing new. Which is a little bit depressing, but I, once again, will keep playing the game. I just wish they treated that as to some different content, something new. I feel like there's a lot of potential in Shakes still, and I just wish the devs would appreciate it and act on it, but I don't know how good the game's doing financially, so maybe it's for them not worth it to invest anything, and just the best financial decision is repeating the same events over and over. Or maybe they are actually working on something big and I just don't know it yet, so anything can happen. Which brings me to my next point. I don't know that anything's going on because they deleted the forums. You cannot access the regional forums anymore, and I really love the forums, so yeah. That is my another point of complaining. I really wish they brought forums back. Anyways, since we have level 400, I might go ahead and accept my level 401 instantly. Let's go. And as it comes to the updates, what I did since the last Rumble, which was like half a year ago or longer, we progressed the account quite a bit. So let's start with the overview. I'm now in the top 1352 rank. I tried to push for 1000, but then I decided I'm not gonna do that because I'm still losing quite a lot at this rank, so I think I still need to level up more before I can get into the top 1k. This server is pretty competitive, and as free to play, there isn't much I can do. I don't know what was the state of the account in the previous episodes. Maybe I should have checked that before recording, but we have every single item with legendary gems now, and I've improved. Well, let's maybe not jump to that. Let's go quickly from start to finish. Scrapbook 70 out of 103 achievements with 95.18 items found. 95.18%, of course, which I think is pretty good. It would be great to bump that up to like 97, but then again, I'm checking the Hall of Fame manually, and that's slow as hell, so I'm just probably not gonna do that. Still a lot of quicksands. I started using them up a little bit more, since that kind of ties with the fact that the game has gotten more stale. I found myself more and more just thinking about the game at like 11 p.m. and quickly just bursting through thirst. So this slowly goes down, but since I've been playing for like 2.5 years without spending much, I think we still have a very good balance of that, because I mostly use them during the weekends, because during the weekdays I can slowly work on my thirst at work. So that's how it goes for me. When it comes to stats, I put a fair bit of gold into intelligence. I think that was the plan when I was making the last rumble. The current goal is bumping this up to 10 mil. I know probably 2 mil is more mathematically correct, to not bump this up even higher and just dump all the gold into dexterity and constitution. But if we check the dungeons later on, pretty much every enemy I still have to fight is a mage, so it would be good to bump this intelligence and just get a little bit of an advantage. Strength is the least developed stats. Excuse me. Least developed stat. I just couldn't be bothered much to level up strength because warrior enemies are quite easy. So that's it. Dexterity base is 4.8k, intelligence 2.7. Constitution, I actually put a lot of points into Constitution, and I've read some guides that people just dump all of their points into the main stat and you shouldn't actually level up Constitution. But I didn't see any mathematically convincing argument that these stats aren't pretty much equal. So I like keeping a healthy bit of both, especially since they both cost the same. So yeah, I like big HP number, and it feels good once you get resurrected to have big HP number. Luck, I don't think there is any point to bumping this up. I think I calculated this at like level 350 that I'm good till like level 600. I hope I didn't miscalculate. I will probably calculate this again just to be sure, but I didn't put much more points into luck. And when it comes to resistances, I don't have the luxury of having different sets of gear with good resists and upgraded via the smithy. So I just roll with whatever I have, and that probably is a big stopping point in dungeons, because if we get into a dungeon with a mage enemy that also deals lightning damage and I don't have much lightning resistance, I'm stuck there until I just happen to get an upgrade that gives me lightning resistance, because, as I said, as a free-to-play player, I can't really spend mushrooms on stuff like different gear sets. The only thing I should consider maybe spending some mushrooms on, because I once again started having a healthy stack of mushrooms, is getting a questing set versus a PVM set. And the questing set would have runes for XP and gold, and the PVM set would have resistances. But for now, I think I am running with a mix of different stuff. Like we have chance of epics, and I think I had, XP bonus here, XP bonus here. So it's a decent mix, and I think it's working out pretty well. Inventory is looking very good. We still have a bunch of eternal potions. When I started this character, I had no idea that the amount of potions of eternal life you get for free is so many. I thought we will pop one maybe like once a year or half a year for big pushes, but I can have one pretty much half the time. Also, we have a bunch in the chest, so as you can see, there's a lot of potions here. Actually, I'm more bottlenecked in the constitution potions. Now I have a healthy stack, so I will probably pop some for a little bit of a push now that I have level 400, but maybe we'll see that resolve in another rumble. Okay, so let's start from the top. Toilet, aura 22. I still don't remember to do this every day, so it's extremely sporadically growing. I had a little bit of a push to get to 20 so I can get the pet for aura 20, and that is it. So In the future rumbles, you probably will not see this rise very much. I just gave up hope on myself in this department. So let's move on to the arena. And in the arena, we are having a very good amount of runes. I have no idea what the current breakpoint for the most runes you need to have the best rune upgrades on your gear is. So we have 127 duodecillion, and the runes are pretty good. So I'm pretty happy. When it comes to the smithy, I'm getting a good amount of arcane splinters from a lot of stuff. We're getting a lot of epic items to dismantle, and I try to dismantle at least a couple items a day. Everything I get from quests, every item I get that is not pure metal, I dismantle because the arcane splinters just stack up. And I have most of my items at like 12 to 14 upgrade level, so I think that's pretty good. Over time, it slowly grows, extremely slowly, but it grows. And on my henchmen, I have every item upgraded to ×2, and that is the stopping point. Unless they get an item that I had for some reason, and that I threw it in the toilet and it has more upgrades, then it will have more. All right. Which, just checking, because when I'm here, I just remembered that maybe since I got an upgrade, I might have not enchanted it, but it's all good. When it comes to pets, we have a few pets at level 200. The shadow, for light, for earth, for fire, not yet, and for water, not yet, so I need to feed those two groups. But for shadow, light, and earth, I started dumping my remaining fruit on some other pets that I have, and extremely slowly working towards every pet at level 200. But that is a side goal that is so far away that probably I will not reach ever before burning out from this account. And we still are missing a couple pets. We're missing one from Light that can be found in Split Canyon on April Fool's Day. And I was doing quests on April Fool's Day and I just didn't roll this location. So I'm a little bit salty about that because for once I remembered, but we didn't get it. For Earth, we're missing 2. We need Fortress Fame, and I don't have Barracks built. I have Barracks at level 1, and I don't do Fortress attacks. When I finish my Fortress, then I will build Barracks, and then I will start attacking when I no longer care about the resources, and then we will be able to get this pet. And then this one is in the gem mine, and as I remember, yeah, I need to level up my gem mine 2 more levels, so this is not just unlucky, this is because I don't have the gem mine. And we're missing one from water. 20-second light dungeon is a little bit off. Yeah, 20-second is this one, so we need 2 more fights, and I just unlocked this one, so as I said, probably still far off. Fortress, we maxed our academy, so we're getting max XP from this, and I'm trying to utilize this as often as I can. And now, when I finish level 19 Quarry and Woodcutter Hut, I don't think I will be upgrading them even further. I think the resource generation is extremely good, so I will be probably maxing Treasury then maxing Gem Mine, and then maybe start working on Barracks, because why not? The guild, I started dumping a little bit of my mushrooms into the guild pet. We have the guild pet at level 350. Probably should put some more points into that, because the Hydra is hard to deal any real damage to once it's at like 3 or 4 heads, and some players have a tad higher level pets, so probably should pull my weight a little bit more. But then again, more than half the guild has the pet at basic level without any upgrades, so maybe I'm just carrying a little bit too much. Hall of Fame, I think we discussed. And yeah, I think that is all for the upgrades. So the goals for now, since we hit level 400, is level 500. Oh, I didn't show you where we are in the dungeons, so let's go through the dungeons real quick. A lot of mage opponents or warrior opponents, just other professions that are just way too strong for me to deal with. That's the Light World and the Shadow World. I'm just starting to realize when I quickly scroll through these that we don't actually have as many mage opponents as I thought, but I would guess that the mage opponents are the lowest level ones that I just can't beat. I started slowly pushing through Twister. We're gradually working up to 500. We're at 499, so maybe I should have just gotten 500 for the video, but now it's too late. This is the dungeon that I still can progress quite a lot because for some reason I just don't click the Twister. I just try to focus on Light and Shadow World. But this is a lot of free XP and gold that we still have yet to claim, so that's pretty cool. And now for the loop of idols, I just can't beat this guy for the longest time, and I don't think that's gonna change, and it's so weird how strong these bosses are. He's level 266, and that doesn't mean anything, because at level 400 I still can't beat him, so what's the point? Yeah, so I think that's it for the update. I'm gonna put in my level 400 here in a second in the description, and hope everyone enjoyed. Hope you had a great day. I'm gonna keep pushing every day to level 500, but checking the difference between 300 and 400. That's probably like 2 more years. So I will try to get some rumbles in between if Playa decides to add some more interesting content. Yeah, as I said, hope you enjoyed, hope you had a wonderful day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.